Hi everyone. So as we're getting to the end of this unit, we're going to start taking all of the information that we have so far and just put it all together. So today we're going to pull all of the important information looking at a trig graph. So we're going to be identifying midline, amplitude, period, and frequency, all things that we've identified before, but now we're just going to throw it all together in one day. So first thing is our midline. If I'm looking for my midline, that is the middle of my graph. So I like to see how many boxes is apart. So there are 2 boxes apart. So in the middle of that would be here at 4. Now your midline is always an equation of this line. And since the 4 is your y value, we write it as an equation of y equals 4. Now, the amplitude has to do with how high and how low your graph goes. So if you look at this graph, you want to see from that midline how much it takes to go up to the top or down to the bottom. So this tells me that my amplitude is 1 because I'm going up from 4 to 5. So my amplitude is 1. Next, we have our period. So my period is my length of one cycle. So this is a cosine graph. It's starting at its maximum. So I'm going to do one cycle all the way back to the maximum. I'm then going to look at how long this one cycle is. And I could use my x-axis to help me. If I'm starting at 0, I just have to see how far it went on that x-axis. And the period of this graph is 6 pi. Now, the last thing that we have to do is our frequency. Remember, our frequency, when I have my equation, y equals a cosine of bx, your frequency is that b value. So you have to think of what we know that has that b value, and it's your equation for your period, which is 2 pi over b. That's how I'm going to find this b value. So what we do, and what we've done in the past, is we take our period, which is in this case 6 pi, and that's always going to change. You're going to get the information from your graph, and I'm going to set that equal to your equation for a period, 2 pi over b. And now I'm going to solve for b. So let's put my period over 1, and I'm now going to cross multiply. So 2 pi times 1 gives me 2 pi. 6 pi times b gives me 6 pi b. And I want to get b by itself because that's what I'm solving for. My frequency is that b value. So I'm going to divide by 6 pi, divide by 6 pi. And we could do that in our calculator if you want to divide 2 over 6. And I get 1/3. And that is my answer for my frequency. So those are the 4 important things that we're going to pull out from each graph. What I would like you guys to do, please pause this video, and I want you to try example 2 and try example 3, and then watch the video and make corrections to your work. All right, let's take a look for example 2. First, I need to find my midline. So you're going to count how many boxes your maximum and minimum are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Halfway is going to be 3 boxes. So this is my midline. And your equation of that midline is y equals -1. My amplitude is how high my graph goes from that midline or how low it goes from my midline. So my amplitude in this case is equal to 3. My period is my length of one cycle. So trace one cycle of this now sine curve. Your sine curve should go up at its maximum, back down to its minimum, and back to the midline. So this one cycle here for my period is 2 pi. That is my length of one cycle. Lastly, my frequency. Take that period, which in this question is 2 pi, and set it equal to 2 pi over b. I'm now going to cross multiply, so put that over 1. 2 pi equals 2 pi b, and I want to get b by itself, so I'm going to divide. 2 pi divided by 2 pi, or anything divided by itself, gives you 1. So my b value, or my frequency in this question, is 1. Right, and example 3, hopefully you already tried this on your own. Let's see all of our important information. So first, my midline. This is 6 boxes from the maximum and minimum, so I'm going to go halfway. And my midline is going to be y equals 1. My amplitude is 3. My period, which is my length of one cycle. Again, trace one cycle. So I'm starting at my maximum. So this is a cosine graph. I'm going to end back at my maximum. And that one cycle is pi. Now let's calculate our frequency. Take that period and set it equal to 2 pi over b. Your frequency is that b value. So put it over 1. Let's cross multiply. 2 pi equals b pi. And divide by that pi. And I get that b is equal to 2. Right, so that is all that we are doing today. Just taking our midline, amplitude, period, and frequency from this graph. There are a few practice questions, so I would like you to try these 6 practice questions, and tomorrow the answers will be posted, so I would like you to go back and check them. All of these key things are going to be very important in the next few days when we start writing equations for these. If you have any questions, please send me an email. Have a good one. Bye.